With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
JJ McCarthy,
quarterback, Michigan.
And a huge.
After starting the football season with 2 big losses, the Carolina Panthers are benching quarterback Bryce Young.
So Kyler Murray has signed a 1-year deal with the great Kevin O'Connell, great coach. He signed him for a year. And what does it mean for JJ McCarthy? I think we all know. But JJ McCarthy is a cautionary tale for every general manager in the NFL.
Today has had an interesting ride to where he's at. Where is he at now? Carolina Panthers seemingly back. Him seemingly the franchise guy for Charlotte for the next 15 years. Out of Alabama, Roll Tide. Quarterback for the Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Young.
To understand the step that JJ McCarthy is on right now, we have to go back to Bryce Young. Bryce Young was the #1 overall pick in 2023, Heisman Trophy winner, the most hyped quarterback prospect in years. Carolina gave up multiple picks to move up and get him, and his first season was a disaster. Only 2 wins with 15 losses, and he was eventually benched for the entire league to call him a bust. Now, JJ McCarthy, top 10 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, national champion at Michigan, the Vikings' so-told franchise quarterback. In his first real season as a starter, he went 6-4, but the stats told a completely different story. He finished with one of the lowest QBR ratings among full-time starters, and he dealt with injuries including a high ankle sprain, a concussion, and a hand fracture. 3 separate injuries in just 10 games. These are 2 different quarterbacks on 2 different teams that may go down the same path. For Bryce Young, that moment came in the 2024 season where he only made it 2 games in without getting benched. This was rock bottom for Bryce. The whole NFL world moved on from him, and he was seen as one of the biggest draft busts of all time. For JJ McCarthy, he got benched this offseason. The Vikings signed Kyler Murray to a 1-year deal, and just like that, JJ went from the unquestioned starter to a guy fighting for his own job. And the message cannot be clearer. When your team signs a former #1 overall pick and a 2-time Pro Bowl quarterback to compete with you, that is not a vote of confidence. That is a warning. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Because everyone forgot about Bryce Young, after that benching in 2024, the consensus was clear. He was a bust. Carolina made a massive mistake drafting him, and it was time to move on. Then something changed. After an injury to Andy Dalton, Bryce Young came back and led a strong season, carrying that over to 2025, where he led the Panthers to the NFC South title and their first playoff appearance in nearly a decade. The same quarterback that everyone was calling a bust now became a playoff starter. So can JJ McCarthy do the same? Here's what's encouraging for the fans. He's been training in California this offseason with a respected quarterback coach, putting in serious work. He has returned to Minnesota with no trade requests, no drama, no noise. He wants to compete and he wants this job back. And Coach Kevin O'Connell has not closed the door on him either. He called McCarthy a guy who wants to be great and said he expects him to work tirelessly to prove it. The Vikings also gave up significant draft capital to select him at number 10. So they are not ready to just walk away from that investment without giving him every opportunity to succeed. So here's where everything stands. JJ McCarthy is absolutely on the Bryce Young path. The high draft pick, the early struggles, the organization bringing in a veteran to challenge him, and the outside world starting to write him off. The only question is, what's next? Because the story does not always end the same way. Sometimes the quarterback finds his footing and silences every critic, like Bryce Young. And sometimes the veteran comes in and takes his job, and the young guy becomes a backup looking for a second chance somewhere else, like we've seen with plenty others. JJ McCarthy is standing at the fork in the road right now, and training camp 2026 may be the most important stretch of his entire football career. The talent is there, the work ethic is there too, but in the NFL, none of that matters if you can't produce when it counts. So that sparks the question, does JJ McCarthy bounce back like Bryce Young? Or does Kyler Murray walk in and never get that job back? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. We drop NFL content every week and you do not want to miss it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.